Back in 2007, BP and the Libyan government struck a $900 million oil deal that the Prime Minister, Tony Blair, helped coordinate. But the deal ran into roadblocks, and BP admits that it pushed the British government to expedite a prisoner exchange agreement with Libya to smooth the way for an oil deal. We then know that the British government agreed to release al-Megrahi based on a fraudulent doctor's prognosis that he only had 3 months to live.
The medical reports on al-Megrahi's health were manipulated to deceive the public. And BP admitted that the British government needed to release this terrorist so that they could make their oil deal with Libya.
The Wall Street Journal reported that British Petroleum admitted in 2007 that it told the UK government it was concerned that a delay in concluding a prisoner transfer agreement with the Libyan government might hurt the deal it had just signed.
Now, it's almost too disgusting to fathom that BP had a possible role in securing the release of the Lockerbie terrorists in return for an oil drilling deal with Libya. It can be described in 2 words: blood money.
All Americans are well aware of the dangerous behavior of BP that it is willing to engage in the pursuit of profits. We've seen the results in the Gulf Coast. Now we are learning that they may well have had a role in letting an international terrorist who was convicted of murdering 270 innocent people go free.
At the end of the day, the unwanted release of a convicted terrorist like al-Megrahi is a detriment to our nation in a number of ways. It forces the families of 189 murdered Americans to live through a real-life sequel to the real-life horror story they endured in 1988. It undercuts the idea of fundamental justice that we should nurture in the international community, and it threatens our national security by encouraging would-be terrorists. If they have watched this series of events unfold, they would realize that, yes, it is possibly to literally get away with murder.
The bottom line is simple. If it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck, then it just might be a corrupt deal between BP, the British government, and Libya. Yet, as recently as earlier today, BP confirmed it plans to begin drilling off the coast of Libya in the next few weeks. Well, we have a clear message for BP. Until this deal is properly investigated, this project off the coast of Libya should not break ground.
We think that fully understanding any potential corporate involvement in an injustice like this is important to the efforts to send al-Megrahi back to prison. And we think that if BP knowingly helped free this murderer, that any profits it takes from extracting Libyan oil should be considered blood money.
I knew one of the families who lost a son, an SU, Syracuse University student. They lived in Brooklyn, a few blocks from my house. I know the anguish these families go through, and our promise to them is the horrific act that took the lives of your loved one is not forgotten, and we are going to stay vigilant until we succeed.